your attention, please? There are 4 vehicles in the parking lot that are parked in the aisle, so other cars cannot get through. We need the owners of the white cars, white Lexus. I believe there's a red car. Any cars currently parked in the aisle, could you please take those out and find a permanent parking place so that people and businesses can move? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Acharya Ramsmuj Arya University procession and class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, your graduating class of 2025. Please remain standing for the national anthem of the United States of America. Please be seated. Today, you stand at the finish line of one journey and the starting line of another. And if there's one word that captures what brought you to this moment, it's dedication. A strong, wholehearted commitment and devotion to a purpose. Dedication is what kept you moving forward when the nights were long, the deadlines were tight, and the challenges felt overwhelming. It's the quiet perseverance, the consistent effort, and the loyalty to our goals and to yourselves, even when no one was watching, even when giving up might have seemed easier. And for that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give our graduates a big round of applause. But today's celebration is not just a reflection of your effort alone. It's a testament to your support system of family, friends, and like-minded individuals for their tireless support, guidance, and inspiration, along with the incredible faculty and leadership of the Acharya Ramsamuj Arya University. Let me take this opportunity to introduce to you the panel on stage today. A former professor, research scientist, and alumnus of IIT India, he is a Sanskrit scholar who specializes in Paninian grammar and is affiliated with the Sanskrit Academy of Princeton, New Jersey. Please welcome Dr. ARAU Bandaru. Since arriving in New York City in the early 90s, this gentleman has been instrumental in nurturing and shaping the cultural landscape of New York, especially in the Indo-Caribbean diaspora. What began as a passion for music has now reached heights of academic excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ravideen Ramsamuj. With a degree from Agra University and a certification of Hindi from Delhi University, she is the principal of the East Indian Music Academy in Queens, New York. Over the years of the Academy, more than 10,000 students have graduated in various musical disciplines. Please welcome Srimati Bharati Ramsamuj. An educator since his teenage years, he has lectured from high schools to universities, a consummate educator for more than 4 decades. He is the founder and the president of the Acharya Ramsamuj Arya University. Please welcome Swami Ramanuj Bharati. Director of the Center of Indic Studies at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. He is also a professor of civil and environmental engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sukalyan Sengupta. A lecturer in health management at the University of the West Indies in Trinidad and Tobago, and an adjunct professor at the American University of Antigua. His signature style of teaching is fascinatingly interactive. That makes maximum use of drama. So much, he is noted for his production of Ek Admi, Ek Maharishi, the story of Swami Dayanand. Please welcome Dr. Stanley Lalta. He is an ICBM, not an intercontinental ballistic missile, but an intercontinental beats machine. He is a percussionist whose musical journey is truly intercontinental, from North America to Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Royal Hartigan. The wealth of knowledge cultivated by the faculty of this university has been instrumental in advancing ARAU's mission. Their wisdom, mentorship, and commitment are reflected in each of you, each graduate who now carries that torch forward into the world. It's now my honor to introduce a leader, visionary, and dreamer, someone whose dedication has transformed bold ideas into lasting impact. Please join me in welcoming the president of ARAU, Swami Ramanuj Bharti.
Namaste. Invited dignitaries, Director, Center for Indic Studies, Dr. Su Kalyan Sengupta, representatives of the Guyana Consulate, representatives of the Trinidad and Tobago Consulate, deans of various colleges, students. With all protocol being observed, today I am very honored and proud to address this commencement of the third graduating class of the Acharya Ramsamuj Arya University. The class of 2025. We have students from 2 of the 5 colleges graduating today, the College of Sastra Sangeet and the College of Salt Education, with bachelor's and master's degrees. This university foundation is on the Super Accelerated Learning Theory, SALT, and for the first time, we are graduating students with their master's degree in SALT education. This SALT pedagogy and educational theory is the culmination of my work, both research and parallel and practical, of over 40 years of my academic career. This theory was developed after many years of research, observation, and reflection. Many of you may be wondering, what is this SALT theory education? To understand it is to understand its origin. Acharya Ramsamuj Arya, my father, after whom this university is named, has played a very important role in the initial formation of this theory. He was a self-educated man and became the Dharmacharya of the Arya Pratiniti Sabha, Trinidad and Tobago. He conducted a Hindi Pathshala, a Hindi school, in the evenings since I was 3 years old. He taught me how to read and exposed me to the Vedic model of education. This Hindi school continued for decades and played an important role in molding its students in dharma, moral values, and academically. The Pathshala seemed like a good idea until one day I made an observation that bothered me. The students of the evening school, the Pathshala, attended the Christian elementary school in the neighboring village during the day. Some of the teachers, including the principal, would single out the students who attended the Hindi school and ask them to come to the front of the assembly. Here, he would glare at them and in a derogatory manner challenge them to sing a bhajan or so. Scared, the children froze. They would then be beaten mercilessly simply for attending a Hindi school. As a child, not yet a teenager, this was something I could not have understood, but knew that such a prejudice was very unfair and unjust. Even at that age, I knew that the children of our village will never be able to succeed academically. I was motivated to do something. In my early teens, I started English lessons under our house, the same site of the Hindi school, for which we were beaten. Most passed their high school exam and went on to university. Carolina Village, the village where I was born, became known for its highest concentration of university graduates in the country. This is how my journey in education began. I was brought up into two educational systems simultaneously. One, the British system, where during the day I did secular subjects like English language, mathematics, science, and social science, amongst others. I was also a product of the Vedic system in which I studied Dharma, Hindi, Sanskrit, Hindustani classical music, and yoga in the evenings and on weekends. I was a perennial student. In this parallel endeavor, I was able to pass the advanced level Hindi examination from the University of London and Sanskrit COVID from the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Bombay, in India, while I was still in high school. I excelled in my Vedic studies. This higher level of disparity in my dharmic studies allowed me to run multiple Saraswati Vidyalaya schools through the Bharatiya Vidya Sansthan of Trinidad and Tobago. There I taught Hindi, music, and Sanskrit. Remarkably, my physics teacher at Presentation College was my teacher during the day, and in the evening, he was mine. After completing my high school, I began teaching at Shagwanis Junior Secondary, a government school with a shift system. I taught in the mornings and was free after lunch. I therefore joined the University of the West Indies as a full-time student, making full use of my afternoons. I became part of the extramural department of UE the University of the West Indies, to prepare students who fail their GCE to complete a one-year program so that they can be admitted to the university. Upon completion of the O-level exam, a student became eligible to be admitted to the pre-agric program at the university. It is here that the accelerated program of mine took shape. I taught mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology in 9 months and had students pass the exam and was admitted to UWI. I wanted to expand this program for students in central Trinidad, the agricultural belt of the country, so that they can become academically strong as well. Dr. Stanley Lauter, who is here with us today, and I began an ambitious after-school program. Unfortunately, we lost our investment of $140, which was a lot of money at that time, and we decided to end the program. How foolish we were. With my record success at UE, I was appointed an examiner with the mathematics in the Caribbean Examination Council without even acquiring my bachelor's degree. They recognized my skill and working knowledge. After a few years, 1981, I moved to a village in South Trinidad, to a village named Barrackpore, where I knew no one. I was still an examiner with CXE, and my interest was still to improve people academically. One of the first questions I asked was, how many people from this village have attended university? The resounding answer in this agricultural community was none. They did not need a degree to grow sugarcane, rice, and rear cattle. I began interacting with the children of the area and put my academic skills to work. I started with satsang, religious endeavors, then yoga, things that they were interested in at the time. Then I introduced academics in a Hindu temple. Of course, I was met with great opposition. I taught English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and history, along with Indian music, yoga, and philosophy. After 3 years, and applying my skill, developing educational methods, I had over 40 students pass their GCE through Ashram College, many of whom were admitted to the University of Wisconsin and have graduated and become teachers and engineers themselves. That developing method is what we know today as the SALT model of education. One of the students from that program is graduating with a master's in SALT education today. Simultaneously, I was a full-time teacher at Paliseco Government Secondary School, where I demonstrated exceptional results. For the first time in 16 years, more than 50% of the students who took the physics exam at O levels passed, and 2 with distinctions. One of my fond memories at this school that was non-academic related was a prank by the teachers. This school had about 40 teachers on staff, and whenever teachers were absent, many classes were left unsupervised. the school will be in an uproar. One day, when such was the case, a member of the staff approached me and said, "Sir, could you do us a favor?" And walked up the stairs, down the corridor, to the other steps, then through the bottom corridor, and back to the staff room. Just walk. I did not understand the request, but I did. To my surprise, as I kept walking, the school became quiet as I passed each classroom. When I returned to the staff room, the entire school was absolutely quiet, without me saying a word. I did not know it at the time, but both teachers and students had a silent respect for what I have done to the school. It was bittersweet when I left that school and moved to the United States of America. I completed a specialist degree in applied technology in 2 semesters, then moved to Boston. I became a consultant to the Boston Public School, and I was given the opportunity to do my master's in education through Cambridge College, Massachusetts. It was while I was at Cambridge College, I was introduced to the works of Dr. Georgy Lazanov and his theory on suggestopedia. Subsequently, I also met Dr. Howard Gardner, who is known as the father of multiple intelligences theory. He is also author of Frames of Mind, the theory of multiple intelligence. We had a lengthy discussion where we shared ideas and discussion and concepts. And after years of looking at their work, I concluded that I have something more substantive than they do in education. Simply because I had a more academic objective while they were more from a psychological perspective. At this point, the seed of the super-accelerated learning theory began to germinate. I was one of 5 innovative teachers to initiate school reform in Massachusetts, giving birth to the charter school movement in the USA. I was the first to apply for a charter school based on this super-accelerated learning theory in Massachusetts, but was not given a charter, at least not in Massachusetts. Jane O'Nally, a senator from New Hampshire, called me and said, "If you come to New Hampshire, I will try to get you a charter school there." So I did. I moved to New Hampshire, bought the Green Pastures estate, and registered the Vivekanand Academy as a private school with the Department of Education in the state of New Hampshire. As a research scholar and lecturer on the theory of salt at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, a memorandum of understanding was signed by then Chancellor Jean McCormack to promote this super-accelerated learning theory in 2008. Since then, additional MOUs were signed with the Rashtriya Sanskrit University, Tirupati, India, and Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in Trinidad. In Trinidad, there were many salt camps that graduate over 100 students with their Salt High School diploma, of which Dr. Sen Gupta and Dr. Royal Hartigan have been with me to Trinidad to help conduct these camps. This has been my journey with the SALT educational model. A proficient, efficient, and effective learning tool that has been successfully used in different learning environments. The vision began to help the poor and underprivileged in my home country, but has since grown. This university will continue to use this model to improve the quality, standard, and access to education, regardless of age or affluence. To you, the graduating students, congratulations. You are now at the crossroad of your journey. It is my hope that you may use your academic achievement to not only benefit yourself, but your community, society, and the world at large. May all your academic dreams come true, and may you continue to be a lifelong learner. God bless. Acharya Ramsamuj Arya University ki Jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji, for that enthusiastic welcome to our graduating class. Now, we'll have a musical performance from the students of the College of Shastriya Sangeet.
Namaste.
What a beautiful rendition. Thank you, Nanda, who is on vocal and harmonium, Alicia, who is on tabla, Sophia on sitar, and Avita on swar mandal. With every graduation, there is a commencement speaker. Our commencement speaker is known for his interactive and immersive style of teaching. Please welcome our commencement speaker for today, Dr. Stanley Lalta.
Namaste, good afternoon. When I was finished dressing this morning to come here, I clipped on the last button on my vest and I gave 2 tugs on my sleeve on the kurta and I stepped in front of the mirror and I said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I the best looking of them all?" And the mirror replied, "No, you are not. Pandit Ravideen is the best looking of them all." I was tempted to smash the mirror. But then I remembered I'm staying in Pandit Ravideen's house. Maybe that's why the mirror answered in that way. The 2025 graduating class, you are the reason why I'm here. You're the reason why we are here. It's your big day. So I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you. I want to be part of this cherished moment where you have all the laughter, all the reflections, all the photos. Congratulations to the class. Can I go sit down now? But Swami Ramanuj asked me to say a few things about graduation and then a few more things. And so just indulge me a bit. Let me provoke you. Let me tease you a bit with some of the things which I want to say. Some of the things about what now, what next. Ab kya, aage kya. 2 things, 2 important messages I want to leave with you just in case the drama of the moment overcomes me and I can't finish. 2 critical things, messages. Firstly, the ability of the student is not restricted by the ability of the teacher. You can do more. You can do better. You can make a larger difference than the teacher could. Always have that belief in yourself. And the second important thing, which I want you to remember, as Swami Ramanuj pointed out, SALT is much more than an academic qualification. SALT means now that you have been groomed with a mix of spiritual, intellectual, physical, mental, cultural capabilities. That makes you a very uniquely qualified individual. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? Are you going to put it in a corner and continue life as normal? Or are you going to try to make a difference as what Swami Ramanuj did, as what Acharya Ramsamuj did, after whom this university is based? Many years ago, before my time, before the time of all of us, in a remote village in India, there was a small farmer with his son, his wife, and they planted a small garden. He planted a few crops, some vegetables, bindi, bhaji, a few other vegetables, some grains, some rice. But some wild cows ran into the field, trampled the ground, ate his crops. His neighbors came up to him and said, "What bad luck you have. Kya ashubham hai?" And the farmer replied, "How do you know it is bad luck?" Shortly after, the farmer went to the back of his land, where he had a small pond with some muddy water, and one of the cows was trapped in the pond, in the mud. The farmer rescued the cow and kept it. He found out that it was a pregnant cow, and very soon he had a milking cow and he had a heifer. His neighbors came up and said, "What good luck you have. Kya shubham hai." Soon after, his young son was trying to milk the cow, and the cow kicked him and broke his hand. And his neighbors came up and said, "What bad luck you have." And the farmer replied, "How do you know it is bad luck?" And thereafter, the king of the land wanted to get soldiers to help fight in his war. So he came looking around all the communities to get able-bodied young men and women to go and fight for him. And of course, when they came to the farmer, the son was not able-bodied. He had a broken hand. They took away the sons and the daughters of many of the other farmers nearby, while this farmer had his son. And the neighbors came up to him and said, "What good luck you have." And he looked at the neighbors and said, "How do you know it is good luck?" When Acharya Ramsamuj first told me this story, we all laughed because I found it to be very, very funny. But then he switched on me and he turned it around and said, "No, High Stanley, what you're looking at here is a very important message about opportunity, about preparedness, about rising every time you fall." That's the kind of lessons I want you to learn from here. Your graduation today is not because of good luck. It is not a gift. It is an achievement. It is not a dream. It is now a reality. It is not a wish. It is a consequence of your hard work, your dedication, your toil. And now it is your triumph. But also remember, it's not a personal or a permanent triumph. Not every day will be like today. Not every group you meet is going to be like this group in front of you. So you have to think of your graduation not as an end, but as a beginning. Think of yourself now as being on a mountaintop. Think of yourself viewing, what difference am I going to make in the world around me? What kind of world am I going to encountering? What expectations do you have of yourself? What expectations do your family members have of you? Your supporters, your friends, what expectations do they have? When I graduated in economics with the PhD, I came home and there was a little celebration around it. And an old uncle came up to me and said, "So now you are a doctor, you have a PhD?" I said, "Yes." "So you can put doctor in front of your name?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, you know, doc, for the last 6 years I've been having these pains in my back and in my stomach, and I'm having some breathing problems, and so what do you think I should do for that?" And I had to tell my uncle very sadly, "I am not that kind of doctor." What expectations would your family, your supporters have of you? That's going to be a critical part of moving forward. So yes, for you, with your new knowledge, think of yourself as being on a stage, and you're the actor. What part are you going to play? Think of it as a book, and every step you make is a page, a new page in that book. What do you want people to remember you for in the pages of that book? What aspirations will you have in all of this? What expectations of the others? So just take a walk with me for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes. It's a very different world. Not the same as in the gathering that you are here. It's a different group. It's a different world where 2 + 2 do not always make 4. It's a world which is mixed and mixed up. You have any array of consumer goods. You have all of the technologies in front of you. You have all of the opportunities for entertainment in front of you. You have, for example, a high life expectancy of about 80 years in the United States. All of these are in front of you. And when you look at the other side, you have another aspect that you have to think about. You have war, you have protests, you have terrorism, you have hate, you have climate change, you have loneliness, you have depression, you have inequality, you have cyberbullying. How are you going to manage? How do you fit in to all of this? A British author once wrote about, "It always seems to be as if we are in the best of times, we are in the worst of times." It is the age of wisdom. It is the age of foolishness. It is a season of light. It is a season of darkness. It is a spring of hope. And when you look again, sometimes you feel it is the winter of despair. A great Indian poet and late freedom fighter called Sarojini Naidu said, "Till you have battled with great grief and fears, and borne the conflict of dream-shattering years, wounded with fierce desire and worn with strife, children, this also is part of life." It's quite different from that other Nobel laureate poet out of India called Rabindranath Tagore. And Tagore wrote about the kind of world that he would like to grow up in, what he would like other persons to grow up in, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where the words come out from the depths of truth, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way in the desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, dear Father, let my country awake. And in this mixed and mixed up environment, it's very much like if we take a step even further and think about Arjuna in the battlefield, depressed, dejected. What is this life all about? How am I going to face my relatives, my friends, my brothers on the other side? What should I do? What is the purpose of all of this? So there's the battle on the field, but there's a bigger battle taking place in his mind. And so he turned to the Lord Krishna and said, "Lord, How do I cope? How do I manage? And very patiently, Krishna explained to him the yoga of action, karma yoga, the yoga of knowledge, Sankhya yoga, the yoga of meditation and worship, bhakti yoga, and the 36 virtues and vices to renounce for wisdom, salvation, and God realization. Knowledge is better than practice without discernment. Meditation on God is superior to knowledge, and renunciation of the fruit of one's actions is even superior to meditation. He who is both internally and externally pure is wise and impartial and has risen above all distractions, and who renounces the sense of doership in all undertakings, such a devotee is dear to me. Taking this from chapter 12, and I'm combining verses 12 and 16. Swami Ramanujit said I should say a few more things after I talk about graduation. And so I have said a few more things. Graduates, I want you to be thankful. Thankful that you had this opportunity. You had the support of your parents, your supporters, and your teachers. But I also want you to be critical. Be critical because there are different ways of doing things, even the program that you qualified in. What else can they do to make it better? I want you to be happy. All the long hours, all the hard work has been paid off, but I want you to be hungry. Not that kind of hunger, a different kind of hunger. Swami Ramanujit spoke about lifelong learning. That's the hunger I want you to think about as well. I want you to be contented. You now have a bachelor's degree, you have a master's degree, but I also want you to be curious. To be curious simply because the more you know, the more you find out about how much you do not know. And that's part of knowledge. Be dreamy. Have big plans for yourself into the future, but also be motivated. What changes and what difference am I going to make? So yes, we are here because you are here. We are here because you are the graduates. And for that reason, we are in this place. I want to leave you, as I said, with two things. Firstly, remember that the ability of the student is not restricted by the ability of the teacher. You can be above that. And secondly, having got all these qualifications, having uplifted yourself, what difference are you going to make? Are you going to take the light of your knowledge and put it in a corner? Or are you going to try to brighten the world? Karate, Roshini. Let me end how I started. It's your big day. It's your graduation day. I want to thank you as graduates because you're the reason we are all here. I want to join with all the celebrations. If we were in one of the Arya camps that I grew up in, it is at this point we will say, Hi Deepak. It is at this point we will say, Arya Viro, Jago, class of 20, graduating class of 2025. I congratulate you, I salute you, I applaud you.
Swamiji will now present Dr. Lalta with a plaque from the Acharya Arya Ramsamuj University. Thank you, Swamiji, and thank you for those empowering words, Dr. Lalta, and for giving us a good laugh as well. At this time, we will begin the presentation of our Bachelor's of Arts degrees in Sastriya Sangeet. Anand Bise, sir. Matthew Jagrup. Priyadarshini Jai Singh. Rupesh Mool Sankar. Sasha Ramsamuj. Tiffany Jagrup. Vijayanand Lal. Lal Sukra. Congratulations to our bachelor's recipients. Now, we will have greetings from Dr. Royal Hartigan.
With your permission, I would like to begin with an invocation from the Asante people of Ghana West Africa. Its translation loosely means we honor you, our graduates, our elders, our ancestors, and those who have come before us. Pandit Acharya Ramsamoj. Yesir Mamiyahanu, Yesir Mamiyahanu, Yesir Mamiyahanu, Tweneboa Kodua, Obrempong, Demerifa Due, Demerifa Due, Demerifa Due Due, Due Due Ni Anyane Hunu, Obrempong, Yamao Akwaba. Adawuro Kofi Mahomreso, Kumubrebre, Kumubrebre, Yesia Mamiyahanu. Acharya Ramsamoj, Je Nyame, Acharya Ramsamoj, Nyame Adom. Acharya Ramsamoj, Medase Pa, Namaste. I am honored to be here with you on this special occasion. It's very moving to be with you. I have spent my life trying to learn the music, dance, and culture of the peoples of Asia, Africa, and the indigenous Americas. My work brought me, when I first met Pandit Ramsamoj, to UMass Dartmouth in 1999, where I worked to help create a program in world music that valued equally with the Europeans the musics of Asia, South Asia, India, Javanese gamelan, West African drumming and dance, Caribbean steel pans, and the African American tradition we know as jazz, as well as indigenous First Peoples music of these Americas. We even worked together to attempt to create a graduate program in world music. And I had the support of so many people and groups on campus, the Frederick Douglass Unity House, the African Studies program, and very prominently, the Center for Indic Studies with professors Ramsamoj, Sengupta, and Singh. Years later, in 2018, Pandit invited my Blood Drum Spirit Global Jazz Ensemble to share our work with the youth at his SALT summer program in Trinidad. When we arrived, we were amazed. We saw, as opposed to the current fashionable educational industrial complex we are surrounded by, and unfortunately, too many universities, a holistic approach through the Ayurvedic philosophy and practice, where each student was valued not for some external gain or advancement or the first or anything else, but for their own sake. Each student personally, each student mattering, touching so many aspects of their life, the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, the creative, the nutritional, the spiritual. That was so moving to me, and it connected immediately the Asante word in Ghana, Nkonson, linked in life and death, that linked with my experience as a U.S. Peace Corps volunteer in the Philippines and my travels throughout the world as a musician and teacher and hopeful scholar. It made me feel at home. I'd never been to Trinidad. I don't claim to be an expert on any musical culture. I'm a guest in them, studying with the master artists, as I did at Wesleyan with Tanjore Ranganathan, Tanjore Vishwanathan, and Ramnad Raghavan. The Solkatu, adapting to my own instruments. It was so moving that it made me realize that my home is with the indigenous peoples of the world, many who have been in this hemisphere for 25,000 years, yet are now called illegal aliens. Who is the alien, really? So I have no advice. I can't give advice. I'm not wise. I don't really pretend to have much more. If you ask me to play an 11, I'll play an 11, but or do some West African rhythms, I'll glad do it. I'd love to do some with you now, but we have a time limit. But a few things I can say from my experience. I see myself in you. And you may not always think so, because we're bombarded with the poison of a profits over people, nature, and the world mantra. But try to stay who you are, because you matter. You are special, and every one of you is sacred. Every one of you has something to give this world that is unique, that no one else can do, because no one else is like you. And who knows what your path will be? You probably don't know yet, but you will find your path. Just as we would see in the Tandava and Lasya of Shiva's dance, a tala over time and space, in effect a kriti with adbhuta, shantri, shringara, reaching towards our common human destiny through the sounds of Nada Brahma. And as you follow your path in finding who you are, in creating who you will be, you will create a space for the spirits and the gods to descend, so that someday we will be whole. As we awaken together in the evening's midnight sun, as we awaken together in the evening's midnight sun, and we'll dance with spirits deep. We will sing the whole way through. We will laugh at life's old ills, and we will to each other be true as we awaken together in the evening's midnight sun. As we awaken together in the evening's midnight sun, we are one. We are all. We are one. All. One. All. And beyond, with each of you in our hearts, forever. Niyame Adum, Jenyame Namaste.
Thank you for those words, Dr. Hartigan. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, please welcome Dr. Sukalyan Sengupta.
With permission. So I'm very glad to be here with you on this third graduation ceremony. I was present the first time around, but due to some unavoidable circumstances couldn't be here last year. But I have been very pleased to see the creation of this university, and as Pandit Ramadin Ramsamuj mentioned, it didn't come out of vacuum. It required years and decades of work behind the creation of the university, and now it's flowering So from the time of seeds now to the flowering, it's been a wonderful journey. As Panditji mentioned, the Center for Indic Studies has in its own humble way helped along in this journey. And of course, this is a moment for you graduates, so please take a moment to savor this. I can guarantee you when years, decades later, when you reach my age or the age of many of the people on the dais, you won't remember who was the commencement speaker or who said what, but you will remember this event where you were, and this will stay for the rest of your life. So please take a moment to savor this. Having said that, I will kind of repeat some of the themes that you have already heard. And I take reassurance from the Vedic tradition. In the Vedic tradition, we say that repetition is good sometimes. And Raja Bandaru can tell you, we have many stories in the Vedas and Upanishads where the teacher says, at the time of graduation, kind of graduation, like ours, that, well, as you now move into this world, I, the teacher, have given you whatever I could. Now it's up to you to take this and move and kind of grow much beyond what I have taught. So, as Stanley said, your learning doesn't end. I mean, as this is the culmination of a long years of hard work and dedication, it is also the beginning, not only the beginning of lifelong learning, but the beginning of expressing yourselves as citizens of the world. Now, of course, we also have to keep kind of cognizance of the environment around us. And I don't think I'll be very alarmist to say that there are some headwinds. Stanley mentioned to you that very famous poem of Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear, head is held free. I think we are suffering now from a time when there has been a contraction of the mind. The mind has been, you can say, forced into certain paths, and that is very unfortunate. But I am optimistic that you, with the education that you received, which speaker after speaker has said, it's not just the intellectual part, it's the holistic education. So this holistic education will show you the light when there come moments of darkness, as they do in every life. There will be setbacks, but the education that you gain, that will help you step up and kind of rise back when there are moments of setback. And the other headwind which I see as a professor is artificial intelligence, AI, where experts tell us that if not already, very soon there will be chatbots, there will be AI systems which can do everything that you and I can do and do it better. So that is a challenge, of course, but I think, again, the education that you received will help you to fight this challenge, because what these kinds of systems, AI systems or AGI systems, however you may call them, what they are doing is forcing us to rethink what it is to be human. What it is to be human, okay? So, as a human being, we have many dreams, aspirations, and this remarkable ability to kind of identify ourselves, grow in terms of our community, in terms of our country, in terms of being citizens of the world. So the education that you received will definitely help you. So again, not any kind of words of advice as such, because if you look at history, most of the advice has been given by people who do not follow the advice. So I wouldn't even venture to give you advice. But all I can say is that the tradition that you come from, this tradition has, from time immemorial, it has proved that it helps human beings achieve their goals, achieve their dreams, within some confines, of course, and more importantly, the role that others play. So you heard about the sacrifice that your family members, your friends, they made. And please always remember this. But as you move on in life, and as Stanley said, there will be situations where you will have to look at what others expect of you. Expectation that you have, of course, is your personal. What others have expectations of you. And that is wonderful because that's how a community grows, that's how a nation grows. But if at all there are times when it seems as if what others expect of you is creating an impediment to what you expect of yourself, then you have to make a hard choice. You as a person, you as the identity, you have to then kind of persevere in that direction. So with that, as the stage is being set for, I'm sure, a very mesmerizing part, so let me thank you again. Congratulations again. God bless.
Thank you for those words, Dr. Hartigan. I'm sorry. Thank you for those words, Dr. Sukalyan Sengupta. Today, we're honored to have in our presence and hear a few words from the Guyana Consulate General, Ms. Nasifa Watson. Please welcome her to the stage.
President of HRA, Ramsamuj, ARAU University. Esteemed faculty members, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Nasifa Watson, and I serve as the consul at the Guyana Consulate in New York. On behalf of the Consul General, Ambassador Michael E. Broderson, who is unable to attend this afternoon, I would like to extend warm congratulations to Acharya Ramsamuj ARAU University on the occasion of its 3rd annual graduation. This significant event not only represents an academic milestone, but also highlights the university's commitment to the profound study and promotion of Asian Saraswati civilization, guided by Pandit Ramadin Ramsamuj, super accelerated learning theory. The Consulate General commends Acharya Ramsamuj ARAU University for its comprehensive curriculum, which includes subjects such as science, technology, medicine, business, languages, music, arts, and philosophy. This diverse offering reflects the university's dedication to fostering creativity and academic excellence. To the graduates, it's an honor to recognize your hard-earned achievements. Your perseverance and dedication have brought you to this momentous occasion. The Consulate General of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana extends its best wishes to this university and its graduates for continued growth and success in the pursuit of the objectives you have set for yourselves. Once again, congratulations, and may this day be both memorable and inspiring. I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Watson, for those words and recognition of ARAU. Now, for our second performance item, we present Monorhythm, an original composition for the rare tabla quintet. Composed and conducted by Avirod Sharma and performed by the exceptional students of the East Indian Music Academy. Rooted in the classical tradition, yet inspired by global rhythms, this work reveals that every beat, no matter how diverse, shares one unifying pulse. Join us as we journey from South India to the Middle East, the Caribbean, and North India, celebrating unity through rhythm. Mic check. Wow, what an exhilarating piece. Thank you, Junior, Rajan, Yashoda, Nanda, and Alicia. And thank you to Avi for his composition. Another well-deserved round of applause. Now for the presentation of our master's certificates. The following students will be receiving Masters of Sastriya Sangeet and Masters of Education of Salt. Arya Mungru. Karen Cabral. Kishore C. Narayan. Seems Bhai Kishore has some fans in the crowd. Parmidesh C. Prasad. Richard Nandlal. Rukmin Jamuna. Sharmila Lalji. Veda Acharya. Shana Ramsamuj. Vidya Jamuna. Nunta Rambali. Congratulations to our master's recipients. Please welcome to the mic, once again, Swami Ramanuj.
We have reached a very important part of this graduation. It is the first time after several attempts to honor someone with an honorary doctoral degree. So, can I ask he is someone from Trinidad and Tobago, have dedicated his life to public service. And I can say a lot of things about him, but he deserves this honor. And his name is Mr. Surajdev Mangru. With the powers and authority invested in me by the state of Florida and the Commissioner of Independent Education, I confer to you, Mr. Surajdev Mangru, this honorary doctoral degree for which you rightfully deserve. From the Acharya Ramsamuj Arya University. Henceforth, you shall be known as Dr. Surajdev Mangru. I shall read Acharya Ramsamooch Arya University, in collaboration with the Center for Indic Studies, University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, have conferred upon Surajdev Mangru the doctoral degree, D.Litt, honorary, on recommendation to the Acharya Ramsamooch Arya University Board of Trustees in the state of Florida for his contribution in leadership in culture, Hindi, and politics, unwavering dedication to public service, steadfast commitment to the advancement of education and social justice, with all rights, honors, and privileges thereto appertaining, in witness thereof, the seal of Acharya Ramsamooch Arya University on this second day of November in the year 2025. Signed, Swami Ramanuj Bharati and Dr. Sukalyan Sen Gupta. Congratulations, sir. You may now have your acceptance.
Distinguished President, Professor Ramanuj, members of the Board of Directors, esteemed faculty, graduating students, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, namaste. Today, I stand before you deeply humbled and profoundly honored to receive this honorary doctorate from the Acharya Ramsamooch Arya University. This recognition is not merely a personal milestone. It is a reflection of the collective spirit of all those who have walked alongside me in the journey of cultural preservation, social empowerment, and community development. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Ramadhin Ramsamooch, whose visionary leadership continues to shape this institution into a beacon of knowledge, ethics, and human advancement. To the Board of Directors, thank you for your confidence and for acknowledging the value of service beyond self. This honor belongs more so to the communities I have served as it does to me. To the graduating students, to the graduating class, today marks the culmination of your dedication, perseverance, and faith in your own potential. You are stepping into a world that demands not only intellectual, but also compassion, creativity, and courage. The true measure of education lies not in the titles we earn, but in the lives we touch and uplift. As we leave these halls, remember that your degree is not an end. It is a beginning. It is a call to serve, to innovate, to build bridges where there are divides, and to be the light in places where hope flickers. This world awaits your ideas, your integrity, and your imagination. My own journey, I have learned that culture is the soul of a people. And I want to repeat that. Culture is the soul of a people, and community is the heart that sustains it. When we nurture both, we create societies that are not only prosperous, but also humane. Let your achievements be grounded in empathy, and let your success be measured by the good things you bring to others. To the faculty and staff, thank you for shaping minds and modeling excellence. To the families and friends of the graduates, your sacrifices and unwavering support have made this moment possible. And to the graduates themselves, carry forward the spirit of Acharya Ramsamooch Arya University with pride, purpose, and humility.
May your future be guided by wisdom, strengthened by resilience, and illuminated by service. Congratulations, class of 2025. And thank you all for allowing me to share this momentous occasion. Remember, education is not the end of learning, it's the beginning of understanding. In closing, to my late parents, Mangru and Dulari Samlal, whose love and sacrifices laid the foundation of all I am today. To my Priya Patni, Nadra Mangru, whose unwavering companionship gives me life, its steady rhythm. To my children, Dinesh, Vinesh, Shivani, and Sairani, who carry forward the light of our family with strength and grace. And to my 5 grandsons, Yash, Avilash, Aditya, Viren, and Arin, in whom I see the promise of tomorrow. May your lives always reflect the love, wisdom, and faith that have guided ours. Dhanyawad, thank you very much, and may God bless one and all. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Mangru, for your words of encouragement. Coming to us all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, our student representative for this year, Nadia Abdul. Apologies, it seems we're having some technical difficulties with the audio for the video. Please bear with us.
Namaste. President Sri Swami Ramanuj Bharati, all members of the esteemed faculty, specially invited guests, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduates. It is with great pleasure that I address you on this 3rd graduation of the Acharya Ramsamuj Aryan University class of 2025. The course of study that we had embarked on has now culminated into this ceremony to celebrate our accomplishment. We must acknowledge those who have assisted us to get here. All the people who supported us, our lecturers, our families, friends, and our classmates. They have all helped us through our challenges and setbacks and provided the foundation that we so much needed to reach this point. A heartfelt thank you. Just remember, your job is not done. To my fellow graduates, how do you recognize that learning has occurred? The answer is changed behavior. It may be easier to recognize changed behavior in the graduates of the College of Shastriya Sangeet, as evidenced by their melodious singing or dexterity in playing their instruments, some of which we have witnessed today. To Professor Rabideen Ramsamuj-ji, for your guidance and expertise and your willingness to share your knowledge and experience to enhance the skill and abilities of your students so that they are now able to share them with us and the world. A sincere thank you goes out to you and the entire music faculty. The changed behavior in the graduates of the College of Salt Education is not easily expressed in this setting. But all of us know that we have learned something new, as we have spent many hours researching, preparing presentations and essays on various aspects of the SALT education. We were given a unique opportunity to voice our thinking, our opinions, as we each had our own expectations. These contributions, together with our unique observations based on our diverse backgrounds, all increase the value of what we live. This is the reason students use words like unorthodox, unique, and unconventional to describe the way in which classes were conducted and the things that we studied. A respectful thank you to our lecturer, Swami Ramanujaji, for sharing SALT with us. We now realize how much this holistic method is needed in our education system. Just this year, whilst going through this course of study, students faced many challenges. Challenges of health, family commitment, and other unforeseen events that affected our study. Things happen, life happens, and we adjust our priorities even for just a short period of time to accommodate these events. Despite these challenges, at the back of our mind, we had the completion of our course of study, or at least to learn as much as we can. Tertiary level education is not an easy step. Let me share with you one of my first experiences as a tertiary level student, naive and fresh out of secondary school. It was registration day, and back then we needed to be physically there to register for our courses. So my mom and I journeyed to the university. When we arrived, we were faced with about 2 feet of water, flood. 2 feet of water that we had to walk through to get to the registration center. I was ready to turn back, to go home, to give up, and actually said it out loud to my mom. I received the look. You know the one that makes you do things that you thought was impossible. I have to admit I was really scared. And it wasn't only the look that scared me. If you know a West Indian mother, you would know what I'm talking about. So we removed our shoes and waded through the flood waters and eventually accomplished our goal of registering. That was the start of my continued education. And today, I am grateful for that education and for my mom. That experience made me realize that lessons are not always learned or taught in the classroom, but are present everywhere, only if we are open enough to see them. I urge you to open your eyes and your mind and look for life's lessons. You are surrounded by them every day. To me, the flooded path appeared as a rock in my way, preventing me from moving forward. And my mom showed me how to maneuver around that rock. It was a rock to me, but maybe it was a pebble to her. I have since learned to make sure to check that the rock I'm seeing in my path is really a rock and not a pebble. This is why I asked for advice and listen intently to the answers, as my mom is not always with me to give me the look. During my secondary school days, one of my friends gave me a plaque with the Serenity Prayer by American theologian Reinhold Niebuhr. It said, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Change is something we cannot avoid. The key ideas that stuck with me was that I can change things, and there is a wisdom needed to identify what I cannot change. This has been my focus for a long time, but it took me a while to realize that the actual process of changing is not easy. Imagine trying to change your eating habits or an exercise routine. As educators, we are the influencers of change to help our students to become the best they can be. I wanted to change my teaching methods. It was difficult, as it was easier to revert to the old way of teaching. Generally, as a human species, we resist change because it takes us out of our comfort zone. Change is more difficult and requires effort and discomfort, as it is easier to continue on the current and more familiar path. Recognizing what needs changing is great, But what is also important is realizing that there is an adjustment period for change to become permanent. We are all here celebrating the level of learning that we have accomplished over the past academic period and the changes that we have undergone in order to graduate. As we embark into a future after today's graduation ceremony, our paths may be different. However, we are now equipped with additional information, experience, and the knowledge to advance with confidence, knowing that we are the change that we long to see. To the class of 2025, congratulations and good luck in your future endeavors. Namaste.
Our student representative, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Nadia. We'll now have the vote of thanks by Dr. ARAU Bandaru.
सर्वेभ्यो नमः स्वागतम Normally at the end of any program there is a vote of thanks to the people who made the program successful. Today is a very interesting thing. And occasionally I may quote some reference slokas from Veda or Upanishads, part of the Veda or Gita, which our honorable speakers mention. So let me first say congratulations to the current graduates of 2025 for your hard work, dedication, and as many people said, it's not the end of it, it's the beginning of your life into learning. Learning never ends. Reason being, the way I learned in the earlier days is, Swajeshe pujyate raja, vidwan sarvatra pujyate. This proverb it says the person who has the power is respected while he has the power. The moment he loses the power, nobody respects him. However, vidwan, the knowledgeable person, is respected everywhere. No matter what your shape is, color is, and the gender is, doesn't matter. Wherever you go, the people respect you for your knowledge. Second thing I learned from my own father is people can take your money away from you, but what is in here, they can't take it out from you. So continue the learning process. It will never end, please. And as you learn more, become wise. That's what is important. And apply what you learned in your life and the life of other people to uplift them. That's more important. So I congratulate again, and now it's time to thank people who have done this. Before I do that, I take 3 lines from several Upanishads, which says like this: Bhadram karnebihi stunuyama devaha, Bhadram pashyemaksha birya jatraha, Stirai angai istuvagam sastanubihi. That will do. The rest of the three padas we don't need it. What it means is, O divine people, help me to hear only good in others. O divine people who are respectable, help me to see good in others. O divine people, give me the firm limbs so that I can speak good about others. What it simply means is, speak good about others, see good in everybody, see good in everybody's speech. That's very important. If you do that, last 2 or 3 lines says, your intelligence will grow fast and fast. So that is what you learn in education. Now it is time now to thank all the faculty and the members of the university. Now to our commencement speaker, Stanley Lalta, thank you for your messages. And if you notice, he mentioned a beautiful sloka from Gita. Sreyo hi jnanam abhyasat, jnanat dhyanam vishishyate, dhyanat karmapalatyagaha, shyagat shantinanantaram. That's a beautiful sloka from Gita. Now I would like to thank for gracefully accepting our doctoral degree to Dr. Surasdev Mangro. Thank you very much. For the two speakers, Dr. Sukala and Sen Gupta, who mentioned several references to Taittiriya Upanishad, and to Dr. Royal Hardigan, who, you remember they said, you are all is, so is that taken from the Rigveda, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. So those are very interesting references, very knowledgeable ones, for which I'm very grateful to them. Now, the program would not have been successful without the hard work of all the volunteers. So I would like to thank all the volunteers for their hard work. Because without that, nothing would have happened. You may not realize this. There are people behind the two ends of this the stage. They are working very hard while we are trying to do that, to make sure everything goes on time. And behind all of this, there is one person who is sitting with you. So I want to thank him, because I know how hard all of this is. Nobody need to know the name of somebody who is knowledgeable to everybody. Can I ask him to stand up, please? Go ahead. Kishore. In order to arrange a program like this, lot of coordination takes place. And he was the, what you call, backbone behind that. Just as without a backbone, you can't stand. So there is a lot hard work going. I want to thank all of the people there. Next thing is for the performers who gave us a beautiful performance in music. Because we can learn a lot of knowledges. There is a proverb in Sanskrit, Ekam Sangeeta Vijnanam Sarvajana Palapradam. If I talk about physics, unless you understand physics, you don't understand that. But the music, as soon as the music starts, even the little child dances. So music helps everyone. As a child, I remember there were no radio at the time. So when we were milking cows, we had people singing. So cows can get them happy and give milk very easily. So music is very, very important. And there is no substitution for music. Now, as I tell stage managers, and I want to give the names. Number one, Diana Ramsamoj and Vinay Ramsamoj, because they were on the either side of the stage, coordinating everything. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Now to our representatives from Guyana Consulate and Consulate General of Trinidad and Tobago, thank you very much for support and your response. For the student representative, the Nadia Abdul, who you heard the speech now, is a wonderful one. Thank you very much to her. Not but not the least, the photographers from Chate, the Chat Knot, and Ash from Still Ash Photography. Thank you very for catching the important moment. The thing would not have been possible without the help of this, the office staff and the administration of this Flushing Town Hall. So thank you very much for all of you. But if you notice, there is a Sandhana Karta what we call MC in English. Without that, things would not have gone through properly. So in every drama, there is this Sandhanakarta who introduces things, comes only once in a while. But everything, it's like our central nervous system working through. So our coordinator, this Lavita Singh. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. But the program would not have been successful without the participation of all the participants. So thank you very, very much. And thank you all. Have a wonderful time. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, everybody. Now it is time to enjoy it. So you enjoy the lunch we are going to provide you and have a fun, wonderful time. And drive safely or walk safely or take a train safely back home. Thank you very, very much.
A wonderful vote of thanks. Couldn't have said it better myself. Being here today, at the culmination of this chapter, is living proof of the dedication each of you has. Through every early morning, every late night, every missed plan, and every hard-earned success, you've proven that when you commit with your whole hearts, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You leave here not just with degrees, but with depth, a deeper understanding of who you are, what you value, and what kind of impact you want to have on the world. You've learned to think critically, act compassionately, live ethically, and strive constantly, not just for success, but for significance. As you celebrate this momentous day, it's clear that the vision of Acharya Ramsamujh Arya University is not just a guiding principle, it's a living, breathing reality embodied by each of you. You've been equipped with more than knowledge, you've been empowered with wisdom, integrity, purpose. Through the unique blend of cultures and values this university upholds, you've been taught how to lead lives that make a difference. Lives of meaning, of service, of courage, and of consciousness. With all of that in mind, you did it. Congratulations to the class of 2025. The speeches are done, the diplomas were earned, and the selfies await. Let the celebration begin. My name is Lavina Singh, and it was a pleasure being your MC today. Now we will have the ARAU anthem led by Diana and Rajan, followed by the recession. Namaste. Please stand.
ज्ञानं शक्ति
विनयं पूजते सत्पुरुषं करोति
उत्कृष्टता आराध्य
ज्ञानं शक्ति विनयं पूजते सत्पुरुषं करोति
जय हो जय हो
जय हो आचार्य राम समूचार्य विश्वविद्यालय आचार्य राम समूचार्य विश्वविद्यालय कौशलं विद्या विनयम ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है कौशलं विद्या विनयम ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है
कौशलं ज्ञानम् आवश्यकम्
ज्ञानेन विनयं भवति कौशलं ज्ञानम् आवश्यकम् ज्ञानेन विनयं भवति विनयं शान्तिं जनयति विनयं शान्तिं जनयति आचार्य राम समूचार्य विश्वविद्यालयम् आचार्य राम समूचार्य विश्वविद्यालयम् कौशलं विद्या विनयम ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है कौशलं विद्या विनयम ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है ये हमारा आदर्श वाक्य है
please join us for refreshments in the room on the right-hand side. And also, there is a backdrop in the back of the auditorium. Please feel free to take pictures with your families.